Hey guys, Brian from Bandit Custom Rods. I'm out here in the shop, and what I'm going to do is I'm priming a video for you. I have a video that I did up on how I finish off guide wraps. Very simple. A couple of the tools that you'll need is this is my thread pulling material. So this is Dorothy Extreme Braid. It's in a 100-meter spool, 6-pound. I tie those up into little thread pulling things. They last for a couple hundred wraps before you got to do another one. Fly tying scissors. This is what I'm going to be using in the video. I do not use razors. As we're all taught kind of early on when we start building rods, a lot of tutorials use razors. Razors are, for obvious reasons, are potentially dangerous to the guide wrap itself, especially if you make a false move. So this is a way that I've avoided using the razor. Another thing, obviously, is your trusty thread packing tool. So the wrap that I'm doing in this video is very simple. It's on a surf rod. It's no big deal. It's like gray under wrap, black thread, but it's size D thread, so it's pretty significant. If you want to know my technique for size A, I will put that up later on, but I do size A in a little bit different of a way. Anyways, without further ado, please check out my Instagram account at Bandit Custom Rods, my Facebook, which is going to be www.facebook.com/fishbanditcustomrods. If you just search me on there, it'll pop up. And then obviously my website is www.banditcustomrods.com. And then of course, this is YouTube, so like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. Without further ado, here is the video. What I'm going to show you here today is kind of a simple way to tie off guide wraps without using a razor or some of the other stuff that's out there. Razors kind of make me nervous, so I tend to stay away from them. They're effective, they're clean, but this is, for me, a much cleaner, much faster process than trying to pull the whole thread length all the way through. So start off, get about 5 thread layers deep on this initial wrap. This is not a video that's meant to show you how to wrap guides in the basic terms. Like Mudhole has stuff where you can check that out. This is kind of a little bit more of an advanced technique. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this guide all the way up until we're about the ramp starts to flatten out on this guide foot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my thread puller, and my thread puller here is just a piece of white braided 6-pound braided line. That's found to be probably the most effective type. You don't want to use like some of the colored lines like green or anything like that, because they'll leave little green spots on like lighter colored thread. So I'm going to wrap this thing, finish wrapping this thing all the way up. And then I'm going to get kind of the important part here. What I'm going to do is first I'm going to hold this thing in place, and then I'm going to pull the excess off just so I don't have to rethread the carriage. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to take the tag in. I'm going to stick it through the loop. And then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to pull the thread all the way through. Not yet, at least. I'm just going to get it barely underneath the wrap. Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut that tag. Right as close as you can get it. And then I'm going to pull it through. And what that does is that if you do it right, if you get enough of the thread puller in there, you're not going to see any weird tags popping out the other end like you do with some other techniques. Then, of course, I'm going to clean this thing up. Get it looking right, pack it a little bit on the edges, and you have a good looking thread wrap, and then you didn't have to take a razor anywhere near your stuff.